Good morning everybody and welcome to my Facebook Live this morning. It's Monday morning here. This is Jenny McCormack from Gemini Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'll be showing you some quick and simple Christmas cards this morning. The set that I'm using is called Snowflake Wishes. As you can see here on page 38 of our winter catalogue, and the stamp set is designed with a watercolour snowflake in mind. It does have matching papers that we used last week, but today I'm just going to use the stamps. There are 17 stamps in the set, and that includes 5 sentiments. So thank you so much. Our friendship is one of a kind. In the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. May your seasons sparkle, and probably my favourite, Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. And what I like about these is obviously all these snowflakes are different sizes, different amounts of ink that will be applied, and there are matching dies that go with this particular set as well that will cut out some of the direct snowflake images. Morning to you, Baz. How lovely to have you join me. So let me show you the sample card that we're going to make. Now this actual card came from my class in a box design for last month. So each month I have a class in a box which you can order if you're in the UK, and you will receive cards, papers, embellishments, die cuts to make the cards in that particular series. So let me show you. So this was just one of the cards that could be created. So I have 3, one in each of a different colourway. So this, as you can see, is with purples, and I've used May Your Seasons Sparkle. And I don't know if you can see, but we have some little snowflake additions on there. Then I've done one here in the Bermuda Bay and Calypso Coral colours, and also a little bit of Night of Navy. And this one here in lighter blue, so I've got Barmy Blue and Seaside Spray with a little bit of navy, and I've added the extra little bling on there, which is our self-adhesive blue gems. So it's a very straightforward card today, in that we're going to stamp going across our piece of Whisper White card, and you can do this in any direction. So this one goes across at an angle, this one is across the centre, and then this one is going across the angle on a portrait design. Now if I was doing a large quantity of these, I would start with an A4 sheet of card, the Whisper White, and do my design all the way over where I needed it, cut it up, and then add my sentiment. What I'm going to do for today, because I'm just going to do a coffee and card type design, which is where we would normally meet this time on a Monday in Toaster, is I'm just going to do individual cards. But if you wanted to do a whole stack of them, I would recommend using a larger sheet of Whisper White and crack on with a larger design. So let me pop these to the side. Here I am using a mat. Hi everybody. Hi Baz. Oh bless you. Hi Laura, Anne-Marie. Thanks for joining us. Hi Carol. And Carol with an E. Got both of my Carols here today. How lovely. So those that did my class in box will recognise this. So this is the stamp set we're using, Snowflake Wishes. And for my first design, I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White card for the front. I've got one for the inside which I'm going to stamp. And then I've got 2 layers of our purple. So I've got Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. So I'm going to layer these up in the end, like so, with another layer for the inside. Okay. I have also got some of these cute adhesive back snowflakes They're really sweet. One has a pink tinge and one has a blue silver tinge to it. So I'll be using those. I'm going to leave this one out to remind me to stamp the inside. So I'm actually going to stamp the sentiment first so that I have plenty of space for my design. And I'm going to use my favourite one, which is Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. Let's grab our coloured inks. So I've got Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, which is our darker colour, and I also thought I would introduce Smoky Slate. Now the sun finally has come out. Oh bless you. So I hope, thanks Carol for joining us anyway. I hope you can see this okay. I'm so glad to see some sun. I've been trying to photograph things and it's been a nightmare with it being so dull. So this is our Snowflake Wishes sentiment. I'm just going to stamp this off here. I am using a mat for my main stamping. Yep, that's fine. Let's get rid of that because on the block. A bit heavy-handed, wasn't I? Okay, so let me ink that up like so. So I hope everybody's had a nice weekend. So this one I think I'm going to put bottom right hand side, and then I can decide where my design is going to go, whether it's going to go across the centre or across at an angle. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with Highland Heather, and then I've got a little bit of dark and a little bit of light to play with. So I've just picked a selection of snowflakes. There's so many to choose from. There's still another 4 or 5 snowflakes that I haven't chosen to use, but I've got a mix of sizes. What I do like are these tiny little ones. They're really useful, and then there's another set which I'll show you in a second, which is also good. So this is my mid-range colour, Highland Heather. Perfect. So I'm going to take this one, no, I'm going to take it straight across as I put my Snowflake Wishes in the bottom right hand side. So as you can see, there's a soft watercolour effect to this. That's all part of the design. That's how it was designed, as opposed to, for this particular stamp, as opposed to for a really crisp image. Hello Lynn, let me know that my sound is okay today, if you would. Okay, and then this is a slightly smaller one. Right, oh, this is a bit too symmetrical, isn't it really? There we go. And remember to have them coming off the edge, like so. Now I'm going to take the Gorgeous Grape, so my darker colour. Oh, and I must forget to do that. So let me see what I have. So I've got this set of mixed large and small. So this is my other favourite one because it has these little dots in between, and it's just a really pretty design. So the nice thing about this is you can build it up as much as you want, or you can keep it really small. You can also stamp off so that you get a lighter variety of colour. Let's just add this to my bottom right hand side of my insert. So much easier to do when you have it at the ready. See what I mean about how pretty this one is? Like so. I think I might just leave that for the inside. Let's bring this one back in. And so I've got smoky slate. So I'm just going to introduce that. So I've got this sort of smallish one, like so. It's pretty with that bit of smoky slate, I think. And then finally I'm going to use the tiny little ones. So I've just got a piece of scrap paper at the side. Like so. And so. Suddenly realise my board I'm working on is a bit skewy for you. Oh, yes, obviously my camera's a slight angle. Okay, I'm going to pop some of those little smoky slate ones in here. So you can see how you could do quite a quick set of cards by literally stamping across an A4 sheet in a line and then cutting it up. So very much like a one sheet wonder we do, like with Ruth at Artful Stamping. Okay, so I've got one final thing I'm going to do with that, and that is introduce a little bit of sponged background. So I don't know if you can see here, I've got this little bit of blue. It's a little bit more obvious on this one, and also on this one here. So you can see the difference. So it just gives it a little softer background rather than quite a harsh background. So I'm going to use my Highland Heather and let's move this one out of the way. So I'm just going to ink up my sponge like so, and then what you want to do is make sure you prime the sponge and rub it off onto your paper so that you haven't got too much ink at any one time on your sponge. Obviously our inks dry very quickly, so this area will be dry already. If you don't like the sound, I'm really sorry. Some people don't like the sound of sponges. So if that is the case, feel free to, you can mute me or turn my sound down. Don't forget to turn it back up later though. So you could add as much or as little detail to that. And there's no reason why you couldn't start with the sponging if you prefer, but I tend to let the stamps do the organic sort of working, and then you can use the sponge for either highlighting that or filling up any gaps. So really simple. Let me tuck those away, and then I'm going to layer this up and then add a little bit of bling. Onto my cards. So I say I've got Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, so that's how that's going to go. Just going to use my seal along the edges, just a little bit in the middle, and I've cut these layers 1/2 centimetre between them. So this white layer is 9.5 by 13.85. The layer behind it is 10 by 14.35. These are all centimetres. And then obviously I've got my base card, which is 10.5 when it's folded, 10.5 by 14.85. So there we go. And I can add my bling. So this is the self-adhesive snowflakes. and you can see that these are quite pink when I put it against that. So I'm just going to grab some of those. Can't see my paper piercer, so I'll just pick these up with the tip of the scissors. And these are all self-adhesive, so they have a little glue dot on the back of each one, and they're quite easy to pick up. They don't tend to ping everywhere. So I'm going to add 5 of those in total. And you can put them on the centres, of course, as well, if you wish. And there we go. So a nice straightforward card. As I said, it was one from my class in a box. So for those of you that are on my monthly subscription, you will know this card inside out, because you have the instructions already. So that's one thing I do for my class in a box, is that there's a video, a separate video for each card, so that my class users can go back and review it at any time, and that's unlimited access to that. There we go. So that's my purple version, and I'm going to do a Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana version as well, just really quickly. I've got an inside piece. Okay. Just going to bring back my piercing mat. So we do still sell these. It's perfect for photopolymer stamps, and you can use it obviously for piercing anyway. So we'll do the same sentiment. I'm going to introduce Pretty Peacock to this combination. So this is my dark blue. I use Night of Navy beforehand. Let's go with this one. So just going to stamp it on my scrap. Yep. And I do that to make sure I haven't got a hair in the way, or I haven't over inked it. Let's do this one slightly differently. So I'm going to do this one in the centre and do my snowflakes around it, just for a slightly different look. Let me just check on your comments, see if there's any questions. Hi Jeanette. Sounds good in Canada. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Oh, yes, sorry, that's my, it's the fan on my laptop. It's trying to cool itself down. Sorry. I forgot, I was using it beforehand, and therefore it does tend to heat up a little bit. So hopefully you can still hear me over that. So I've got Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to use Pretty Peacock as well, I think, for that one. Or I might use the Smoky Slate. It's me being decisive, or not. Okay. I love this pretty little snowflake, so cute. Okay, so I've got a couple of bold ones like so. Like that. I've just misplaced my, there it is, my chamois. Okay, let's add slightly bigger one here, but in a lighter Coastal Cabana, and I might actually stamp it off as well. Obviously you can introduce as many variations of colour as you want. So yeah, I'm going to stamp this one off so it's a little bit lighter, like so. That. This one I'm going to do same thing but standard strength, so still Bermuda Bay. Oh no, still Coastal Cabana. Sorry ladies. Go. Perfect. That will do. And then I'm going to, I think I might just stick with the grey, smoky slate, just for a change. So I quite like that. So let's have this one first. This is the one with the multiples and the dots. This is a great infill stamp. Turn that round like so. And I could actually go just all the way around if I wanted to. And the tiny little ones. Like so. See how cute these little ones are. And you could also use some just little dots if you wanted to. So if you've got a different snowflake set, we did have different snowflakes last year. I didn't buy the snowflakes yarn last year, I don't really know why. Then, you know, just mix and match what you have. Okay, so I'm going to do my little bit of sponging on this. I might actually sponge in smoky slate. Let's have a look and see. So priming this up, making sure I'm not using the purple one. There we go. Again, if you don't like the sound of sponge on paper, now is the time to mute me. There we go. So as much or as little, you don't have to do any sponging if you don't want to. You can just have it as an option. You could also do this whole thing by stamping onto patterned paper. So if you have any of our Snowflakes blender paper, you could either just use the papers for this, or you could stamp onto the papers. Entirely up to you. So that will be another variation. Like so. There we go. So just to show you some of those papers, I have a few of them here, not sure I have all of them. And this is what we used on Friday as well. So you could, if you think about it, just stamp onto that and add 1 or 2 snowflakes, especially if you did it on this side. So any of these would work. So you've almost got a ready-made background. This is a fantastic one for this design. So it's almost like the sponging has been done for you. So all of these papers are lovely. And they're on offer as well for the month of October. So you can find details of that on my Facebook page and also on my website. So there's 15 different designer papers and there's 15% off each of them. That runs to the end of October. Okay, let's add some seal. There we go. going to go onto there, and then we'll add a little bit of bling and we're done. So I reckon with all my class in a box and my designs that I do for my Facebook Live, I probably won't need to make any separate Christmas cards this year. Let's have a look. So I'm going to use our basic rhinestone gems for this one. And I might add a few in the centres. So, yeah. Nearly in the centre. And 2 and 3. Oh, feel the warmth of that sun. Like so. And I might just put a couple of extras. Just loose. You don't always see them to start with when they're in the centre of something, like in the centre of a flower. There we go. Okay, and obviously you could do an insert for that as well, or because it's quite a light card, you could just stamp a couple of the snowflakes on the inside. So let's do that. I'll choose Bermuda Bay, the darker colour, just so it stands out. Let's pop this underneath. Because you want to be able to go off the page, make it look more natural. There we go. And also you could also add your Christmas sentiment inside. You can either take it from the same stamp set, or you could use a Merry Christmas or whatever other sentiment you wanted on the inside. So there we go. Thank you very much. So these are the two I've just created here. And then these were the ones that I created for my class in a box. So all very similar. This one has got the grey sponging, and this one has got the Highland Heather. So thank you so much, everybody. And oh, hi Jill. Jill's over in Portugal enjoying the sunshine. Oh, and hi Molly. Thank you for joining us. So I think you've joined us a couple of minutes ago, so you'll be able to watch on replay very shortly. I am trying to finish these sessions at about 10:30, just because they seem to be getting longer and longer. So the odd one might be a bit longer, but just so that you know, that should be the approximate time, about half an hour, which is what it would be if we were doing coffee and card. So, hi Jeanette. Thank you for your lovely sentiments. So thanks for joining me today, ladies. I will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, at 3 p.m. with some different designs for you. Thank you so much. Take care. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. I think I might say stay dry and safe this week. I look forward to catching up with you again really soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.